Let us
There are a lot of
say,
people who say it never ends. Did you know that?
yes, of course, but we are telling you that they do end.
That's what I'm asking.
The ending
Really?
of the feeling of the emotion is over for you, but the energy does not end. The energy is free into your world, freed into your experience. The freedom of that opens you up to become aware of the meanings of your experience, the freedom of your emotions, and the fleeting nature of them, and not being afraid of them by your experiencing them will reaffirm your connection of the love of who you really are. And that then means that your awarenesses will come quickly. They will be almost immediate. You'll recognize many of the synchronicities. In fact, it will surprise you. And at first, you'll become afraid of them because they will be so numerous. But trust yourself. Trust yourself that you are given your emotions to express them. There is nothing of yourself to be afraid of. We also suggest that you spend more time with your inner self, in your inner space. More time discovering more about your inner world. And this will also decrease your fear. It would also help to make a decision in this moment, in this exact moment, that fear is not welcome within your being. And we hope that helps.
It's not welcome.
Yeah, they said the fear is not welcome?
No, it's not. But it's very strong. The fear that this is never going to end is very strong. The fear that I'm never going to be... what I want, Jen, is an awareness that he's not gone.
Well, you know, he's still back here. He's not gone, but they're not gone.
I understand that. I understand that fine. Definitely not here. Where I am physically.
Well, he is actually.
Not the way I became very accustomed to it.
Have you seen him
I understand what you're saying, but it hasn't really made that much of a dent in, and I've had constant contact with him since he crossed.
Oh, okay,
it doesn't seem to touch this pain.
Have you opened yourself up to other energy that besides him?
What do you mean?
I mean inner energy. I mean inner messages and all. Are you taking
I've been in conscious contact with my own source self for 30 years. I can channel it. I can channel it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need to. I think within your inner vision, I think you may be contacting other entities, other beings, besides your own source. I think you need to go past that. Besides your late husband, besides your source, I think you need to...
I also have contact with 3 other lifetimes and a brother that I share an oversoul-like energy with, who's not human.
Yes, but
What else do you mean?
Well, I mean, I think you need to go, you need to reach out farther into your multidimensional self, farther than other selves, farther than what you already know. You need to reach out, and you need, well, drop the fear and take the step. And to take the step in inner reality is easier sometimes than taking the step in physical reality. If you take a step and drop the fear with inner reality and drop your limits within the non-physical realm to new experience, then your physical experience will get better. Your physical experience will change because you'll have dropped the fear. The fear dropping, you see Representative...
I think some of that may have begun in experiences that I've had recently in dreams, with doing briefings in huge arena, like auditoriums, briefings on what we're doing here to unbelievably huge crowds of beings. And also, Maria began to channel my husband's energy the other day, and it completely altered my relationship with her and how I feel. I also had a dream. And because of that experience with her and him, and how she experienced him, which was quite a surprise to her, and not a surprise to me because I've been experiencing him after he crossed over as an entity far beyond what I ever imagined him to be. And then dreamed that this morning before I woke up, dreamed that same scenario as though the three of us were there presently, physically together. So those things are new and different. Is that the kind of thing you're talking about? Because that's what's different. And that's only been in the past week and a half, 2 weeks. Those are the things that will lead me to break down this belief in separation. Is that it?
Yes, but it's not really a belief of separation. It's the fear. It's the fear of what you believe about yourself. That's all it is. It's simple.
I still don't understand that. The fear of what I believe about myself?
It's another layer.
My survival fears?
It could be that, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and another thing that I should say as Ruth is that when we come to know inner beings as in a certain way, in a certain energy, they may look a certain way, or we may hear them a certain way, or see them a certain way, but they change. As you change in your perception and the fears that you have, dropping them and expressing yourself and living spontaneously, then you change how you perceive inner reality. So you change how you perceive those others that you communicate within inner reality. So let's say, for instance, for the first 49 years of my life, my spiritual guide was my grandfather that I never met in physical reality because he died before I was born. So my grandfather appeared to me my whole life, and just last year, or just in this last year, what happened was he came to me and he said, "You don't need me anymore." And he said, "In fact, I'm you, you are me. So you're not losing me, you're gaining me. You don't need me outside of yourself anymore."
Yeah, I've had some of the same experience with Gary, arguing kind of back and forth, but he basically said, "Well, there's no way I can leave you because I'm part of you and I'm in there. That's, it's not, there's no separation of any kind. There's,
Yes, the
So
separation then is the fear.
I guess we're talking about two different things. Yeah, we're talking about two different things, yeah. Yeah, it's not him that's the problem, it's the survival fears. It's my fear of how I'm going to...
How are you going to survive without him?
I think it's time to move on to another caller. I'm sorry to break this up, but it's getting past the time when the show usually ends, and we do have one more caller on hold. So
okay.
I'm going to, let this be for another time. And thanks, Anne, for calling in and bearing yourself in that way. I think she hung up. Okay. Sorry,
okay,
Anne.
Thank you for calling in.
Yeah. We do have one more caller from 910. You've been very patient waiting here. Are you there, 910?
Yes, I'm here, Daniel.
Hi.
I noticed you had a first caller 910 area code. You're getting
popular. There was another 910.
Yeah, you're
Hi.
Hey, I recently had to part ways with a dear friend, and I'm dealing with the heartbreak and the grief from this, and it really has me stuck. And I'm wondering if you might enlighten me there.
Oh, help me out, Daniel.
Oh, did you not hear what she said?
I didn't quite understand what she said.
Okay, can you repeat the question, caller?
Yes, I just had to part ways with a dear friend. Kept trying to make it work, but today we just said it's not working.
Parting ways with a dear friend.
Yes, it's pain of it all.
How to deal?
So breaking up with a friend is what the question's about.
Okay, the
painful,
reason
right?
why? The reason why, or?
Well, like the first caller said, the depression and the grief from it all.
Yeah.
Dealing with that emotion, being stuck.
She's feeling grief about it.
Grief and
depression
loss.
about the friend, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's enough. They're here, yeah. They're here. Sometimes, we have to go on with the question or express more so that they can focus on the question, the caller, focus on that energy. So, they're here. Okay, they're confusing about who's going to answer. Emmanuel wants to come up. The loss and grief of a loved one. Whether you argue and fight or leave amicably. Most always signifies in you the idea that you have lost part of yourself, that you have forsaken part of yourself in order to move on. It is this grief, the grief of having the other represent yourself to yourself. You see, when you have friends around you and family members and other beings around you, they all represent a portion of your personality. They all represent part of yourself, the part of yourself that you will not or cannot present to others. You just place it upon the other, and it is reflected back to you. That's not saying that the other is not an individual and has their own individual nature. But you are indeed reflecting back to them their own personality. So it is when another leaves you that you find that the separation you have with yourself is lacking. It is this that the grief and the loss is attached to. But understand that as you change, and you will change with each moment that passes, your experiences change, your thoughts change, and your emotion changes, and you change with that. You drop fears, and you assume new fears. You drop beliefs and assume new beliefs. You change what it is you think about yourself based upon your human experience. Whether you are locked in a room with padded walls, or you live outside of any structure for most of the year. You change based upon your experience. And those changes bring to you individuals. And as you change yourself, some individuals leave you. And you move on to new ones. Because yourself has changed, you need someone new to describe part of yourself. This is why in your personal relationships, your relationships change over time. Because both of you change your individual self. What you see in the other changes over time. And you say, well, the other fought his way away from you. And we say, yes, you fight change at every turn. You still hold the fear that change is bad. If you will just simply think the thought that change is normal, that change is good, that change is what you are. It is the state of the energy that makes up the you that you really are. That when others leave you, you will be happy for them because they have also changed. When you greet new people, you will be happy that you did greet the new people because that means that they have also changed. Grief and loss is really about you because you're expressing the emotion. You're expressing the loss and the grief. And we suggest that you take those emotions, those fleeting emotions, and ride with them to their supposed end. Ride with them to quickly reach the place of the new you. If you are stuck in grief and loss and stuck in those emotions, and they seem to loop through each other, back at you, back at yourself, what you are doing, and please take this with the love that we intend. You are looping that grief and that loss back at yourself. You are shaming yourself with the violence of grief and loss. You are comfortable with that state of shame. But you have the ability to recognize that that shame is unreasonable. That grief and loss are a reaction to the change that you perceive as bad. Experience the grief and the loss and let them go. however you need to experience them, however you need to experience and express them. Let them go. They will not hurt you. Let them go. The shame then will dissolve. And you will open up the door of the love that you are. In this case, you will crack the door, and that cracked door will illuminate more of yourself and more of the violent emotions that you are directing back at yourself. And you will discover more and more of what you believe about yourself. And you will accept change as who you are. And this will relieve you from those emotions.
And that was such a beautiful answer.
Oh, yes, that was. Okay, yeah,
that
was
so
Emmanuel.
Good.
So.
Yeah, Emmanuel, wow. So great to connect with all these beings that you channel and to connect with you tonight, Ruth. And thank you, caller. I don't think we got your name, but thank you for your question and for holding. Everyone else,
yes,
thank you for listening. I know there were a lot of people listening in the Consciousness Evolution 2.0 group tonight, so thank you all. And Ruth, I would love to have you on again sometime because that was fascinating. And
okay. That would be great.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to have you on the show again. Your channeling is really good, and I'm really happy for you. And let's mention your website. Let's plug your website. So it's psychicbroadband.com. psychicbroadband.com. That's Ruth's website. You can get readings with Ruth, and she teaches channeling, and she's got recordings on there and all sorts of good stuff, right?
Yes. And I do sessions, and I do card readings, and I do sessions. When I get online again, sometime in the next century, I do Skype sessions and all that. Yeah, I want to thank you, Daniel, because you gave me some of my confidence back. Thank you.
Well, I thought you did amazingly well tonight, and took a lot of questions, and it was really great to have you on.
Oh, thank you. I had a really good time.
Happy I got to meet you tonight, other than, through the Facebook portal. So,
okay.
Yeah, so once again, I just appreciate having you on the show, and I'll have you back sometime.
Okay.
All right, and so now I'm just going to tell you all about next week's show. Good night, Ruth.
Good night.
Thanks again. I'm going to tell you all that next week I'll be in Maui, and then traveling to Oahu. So I will be not doing the show next week, but my lovely wife Lana will be taking over, and she'll be doing a show on making a living by following your highest excitement in every moment. So, yes, I got that right. That's going to be her theme next week, so you can tune in and listen to Lana. And now here are the announcements for the rest of the network. I've never done this before. Let me see how it works.
Hi, this is Karen Newman from the show About Oneness. And here's what's coming up on the week starting on Monday, December the 8th, until Sunday, December the 14th, on the Enlightenment Evolution Network 1 and 2. Simply put, Rob Gautier, founder of the EEN and the host of the show that started it all, the Enlightenment Evolution Hour, has put together the greatest metaphysical radio network ever. 7 days a week we have shows that will aid you on your path to enlightenment, evolution, and ascension. On EEN 1, Monday night, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is Heart to Heart Talk Radio with your host, Daniel Scranton. Join Daniel and his featured guests discussing a wide variety of metaphysical topics. Daniel channels the creators, the Hathors, Ophelia the Fairy, Archangel Michael, and the latest, the Unicorn Collective. Daniel and his guests will take phone calls and questions, and it's sure to generate high-frequency discussions. You can find more information about Daniel at his website, danielscranton.com, and also on Facebook. Go to the Events tab on Daniel's website to learn more about Daniel's upcoming events. Daniel's guest on Monday, December the 8th, is Misty Shilva-Jenian. She is a life coach. She has a life coach certification program that she created, and she teaches you how to access your intuition. She will be talking with Daniel about her work, her spiritual journey, and the current state of the shift. She will be online live taking questions. On Tuesdays at noon Pacific Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, please join hosts Megan Krandelmeyer and Rachel Archelaus for Radio Inspiration, Expression, and Abundance for their show, Soulfulpreneur. Spiritual business specialists Rachel and Megan will bring you inspiring conversations with people who are living their soul purpose. Frequent guests include psychic mediums, channelers, coaches, artists, and authors. They end every show with psychic readings and business coaching. Your questions about your spiritual business or life purpose journey are welcome. Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, is the show that started it all, the Enlightenment Evolution Hour with host Rob Gautier. Rob channels Treb on the first Wednesday of each month and will take callers' questions. On the third Wednesday, he will have special guests such as guest channelers and other metaphysical teachers. The other 2 Wednesdays are freestyle call-in shows to discuss whatever callers have on their mind. Tune in to Rob on Wednesday nights, and you can also find him on trebchanneling.com and on Facebook at the Enlightenment Evolution Network group page. Rob Gautier's upcoming events are: on January 3rd, 2015, is an online interactive event called the Advanced Density Masterclass 2.0, where Rob will channel Aradif, the ancient Pleiadian, for the most profound information about densities, dimensions, and all things of the universe. This is a live, online, interactive event that will be accessible from all devices, PC, and Macs around the world. On April the 3rd, 2015, you can spend 3 days with Treb and Aradif in Asheville, North Carolina during the lunar eclipse, Burning to Channel. Only 30 spots available. Please go to trebchanneling.com to sign up and for details. Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, join host Philip Malika with the Consciousness Evolution Hour. Join Philip and his special guests and co-hosts as they discuss the shift, ascension, timelines, metaphysical concepts, and the fifth dimension. Find Philip at the Consciousness Evolution 2.0 group page on Facebook and on YouTube. Fridays, The Earth Experience with Kalina Angel, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. The Earth Experience explores our soul's expansion through our human experiences on Earth. Kalina will help you to navigate and expand through the exciting confusions we are manifesting as new 5D beings. On Saturdays, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Victoria Vives hosts Earth Sky People Radio, Awakening to an Intergalactic Society, bringing you to greater awareness regarding starseeds and extraterrestrial life, living in harmony with one another and Mother Earth and with life beyond Earth, the Interstellar Alliance, or Planet Earth becoming part of an intergalactic society. The transformative power of music, frequency, and sound, shamanism, ancestral wisdom, and star nations, self-sustained and regenerative living, and much, much more. Victoria's guest on December 13th will be Rob Gautier channeling Aradip, the wise ancient Pleiadian being from Deneb. There will be a Q&A section at the end. On Sundays, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, is my show, About Oneness. About Oneness is a weekly radio program focused on celebrating the ongoing conscious awakening of our planet and a realization of oneness. My guest on December the 14th is Crystal van den Akker from the Netherlands. She will be online live and we will be discussing the upcoming energies of 2015. If you would like to learn more about me and my show, you can go to aboutoneness.com, where there will be many videos of channelings and teaching as well as my upcoming guests. On the EEN Network 2. On Saturday evenings, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, the Pied Piper and Texas Rebel hosting Disclosure Now. Disclosure Now is the On the Edge of Our Seat show that covers all topics of disclosure, from the world's most famous and obscure UFO cases to cryptozoology, conspiracies, and all things that go bump in the night. Pied Piper started his journey in Michigan in 1993 as a preteen seeing Bigfoot and never could get enough of investigating all things paranormal. Texas Rebel is a wild Texas man who loves the same journey and has studied these same things for years. Join them as they cover all things in the human experience that can just not be answered by anyone. And coming soon to the Enlightenment Evolution Network will be The Resonance Intention, hosted by Neil and Sol Gar. The show will be on Sundays, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. The Resonance Intention is a show dedicated to all things frequency and vibration. They will showcase conscious musicians who infuse frequencies into their music and have set out to uplift and raise the vibration of humanity through their music. They will have in-depth discussions with various artists about their passion, purpose, and personal journey that led them to where they are now. Additionally, they will routinely have guests on the topics of free energy, technology, and other quantum modalities, technologies that are coming into existence now. The Resonance Intention is a platform for artists, musicians, and inventors to increase their awareness of their personal approach in order to contribute to the paradigm shift that we are currently within. And remember, you never have to miss any show on the Enlightenment Evolution Network 1 or 2. All shows are available to listen to again on Blog Talk Radio immediately after they air on playback. Or you can go to the Enlightenment Evolution Network YouTube page and listen to any of the shows from the network. All right, back to the show.
All right, and that's it for me tonight. And thank you for staying tuned through all of that, and I will see you guys again in 2 weeks when my guest will be Rob Gauthier. And next week it'll be my lovely wife Lana stepping in and hosting her own show here about making a living by following your excitement in every moment. Good night, everyone. I love you. This is Daniel signing off.